Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about how I believe the zodiac sign Libra can manipulate you. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, people, well, first off is, well, Libra, in a non-malicious manner, I think they can manipulate situations that are very fair and equitable for others. They could be, I believe, the consummate or quintessential negotiator. They could also excel in arbitration. They are over the other zodiac signs on average. That I believe that they could take the most immutable and intransigent people and have them work out a compromise with each other. Libra, though, what I want to say is one thing about Libra. They could be like very good at human resources because they can manipulate those schedules, so to speak, for everybody. That keeps all the employees basically pacified and appeased. They'll disperse weekends evenly in terms of working them and having them off for the employees. They are the ones that could, I would say, do the best at a job like that, more so than the other zodiac signs on average. Now, the thing about Libra too, though, in a negative manifestation, they can manipulate negotiations to their advantage, whether it may be fair or not. Now, the thing about it is, I'll take an example. Let's take Libra could say something like, if they're negotiating on some amount of money they think is owed to them, they might say something like, I'll take $50 and we'll be even. Now, Libra might say something like that, knowing that the other person may actually go down to $30 or $40, say, but that may have been Libra's intention anyway to receive that amount, $30 or $40, as opposed to the 50. The offering of 50 could be a ploy just to actually get it down to the 30 or 40, which is what Libra would actually be appeased with. Now, the thing about it too is that you look at they, as far as negotiations go, that's where their manipulation can come out and compromises. The thing about Libra too is that they can be very good, of course, at reconciling difference. Now, however, Libra negatively expressed, they may have the uncanny ability to cause dissension and cause animosity between others and disrupt relationships. Libras, they are the ones that can bring others together and help and be mediators. They could also, though, they could find ways to get others to become angry at each other and cause friction and dissension between different people. They are, especially if Libra is really, if somebody has the sun, moon, or ascendant in Libra and it's very negatively, very adversely aspected, strongly afflicted, that could, of course, bring out negative characteristics in Libra, and they might show their proficiency, so to speak, in terms of breaking others up and causing quarrels and squabbles between others as opposed to actually bringing them together. Now, another thing about Libra, since their sign is associated with the law and legalities, they may know better than anyone how to work and manipulate that legal system in their favor and to their advantage. They may know quickly what kind of lawsuit they could put on somebody and the best defense available. If they are sued, they are the ones that could often find those loopholes in a legal system which might extricate themselves from possible legal repercussions or consequences. Libra can manipulate too by simply threatening to sue somebody if you don't comply to their demands. Now, I understand a lot of people can threaten to sue people regardless of their zodiac sign, but Libra could be the best at doing this. And anyway, and also Libra might just get you to comply to their demands by using some kind of unfair argument, saying, well, this isn't equitable, this isn't fair. You want to be fair to me, don't you? I'm fair to you. Why can't you do the same for me? I mean, I did all this for you. Why can't you at least do half of what I do and do what is actually right? Being equitable in the process. Now, the thing about Libra too is another thing, again, negatively manifested energy. Libra can, I think, manipulate by utilizing superficial charm. I mean, a lot of times their charm can be actually real, it can be ingenuous, and that's often just the nature that's naturally expressed, especially if it's Libra rising, because of course, as many of you may know, the Ascendant is often, I mean, is really, not is really what is readily expressed more easily and outwardly and blatantly. But a Libra, I mean, they'll often, if it's negative, if they're expressing this energy negatively, they may use that superficial charm in means, in some cases, to ingratiate themselves with others, to meet their own ends. It could be trying to improve their stature in life, getting with the right social circles, trying to increase their popularity, and doing it for their own self-centered and egocentric reasons. It could be monetary reasons in some cases. Now, Libras also, they are often about trying to do, I mean, they are very relationship oriented, of course, and they often like to do things with others and collaborate with others on projects. And this could include money-making endeavors. Now, Libra may often, they may offer to help somebody, acting like they are there to be beneficial to the other person, but in some cases it may be more for themselves so they can get their fair share of the pie, so to speak. They may try to make it sound like, well, I like to do this for you to help you out. And so, because I mean, Libra again can often be about collaboration, doing things in pairs or just with others in general, as opposed to doing it themselves. They may try to manipulate things, so to speak. Well, I'm doing this to help you out, but they could be looking out for themselves in the process, but they just might not emphasize that when they approach you. Now, another thing too is, I mean, I think it's interesting. I've seen some Libra examples, like with sports, how they might be utilizing this Libra energy in terms of manipulation. Now, some of you out there that may follow the NBA, the National Basketball Association, may have heard of an NBA player by the name of Kevin Durant. He's a superstar NBA player. Most regard him as a top 5 NBA player, maybe even a top 2 in some cases, him and LeBron James. Kevin Durant has his sun in Libra. And there's a lot of speculation and conjecture as far as to next season for the NBA, for the 2019-2020 NBA season, that he may be leaving the Golden State Warriors. He may actually go to the Eastern Conference. See, Libra is often about the balance, and this could be about the balance of power. Now, the Golden State Warriors have won and are in the Western Conference. They've won 3 of the last 4 NBA titles. If Kevin Durant does go to the Eastern Conference, perhaps next season, maybe that balance of power may shift, or you might get more equilibrium with the talent level in the Western and Eastern Conference. So Libras, unwittingly, they may not be doing it for that reason, but they're often they can manipulate things that are associated with equilibrium and balance. And another example I thought was interesting, many of you may have heard of legendary NBA player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who has a Libra Ascendant, and he played like about 20 seasons in the NBA. He was with the Milwaukee Bucks, which was in the Eastern Conference, for a number of years, and he played with the Los Angeles Lakers for a number of years, which of course the Lakers are in the Western Conference in the NBA. It was interesting, when he was with the Milwaukee Bucks for 6 seasons, the Eastern Conference won 4 of the 6 titles during that time. Now, when he went over to the Western Conference 1975, and he was with the Lakers there from 75 to 1989, the West won 7 of 14. Now, I know they didn't dominate the the NBA titles at that time, because that's only 50%, but they won a higher percentage in that time than they did in the years with Kareem was there. And Libras just seem to have that uncanny ability to kind of to really manipulate this balance in a lot of different ways and manifold ways. And I think this could have maybe had something to do with that in terms of the Western Conference being perhaps a little bit stronger during that during that 14-year span that Kareem was with the Lakers, as opposed to those 6 years that he was with the Bucks prior to that. And I think too, by being often being a consummate team player, if I'm not mistaken, NBA player, a former NBA player, Doc Rivers, was a son in Libra, has a son in Libra, and he did compile a lot of assists in the NBA during his career. And when you have somebody that, I mean, a Libra can be that consummate team player because they want to be fair. They're not always going to be about, me, myself, and I. They're the antithesis of Aries. And by being fair and balanced in the way they play, they could help manipulate outcomes of games by getting other players involved and having even distribution during the game in terms of with offense or whatever it might be. Now, in another example, I look at another example that comes to mind. You talk about doing things maybe Libra can in a negative manifestation to get an unfair advantage. NFL quarterback Tom Brady has a Libra Ascendant. Now, many of you may know he's been tied into this Deflategate scandal, and though it never may be known 100% whether he was directly involved or not, he did get some kind of, I believe, some suspension because of this. And it was the scandal in the NFL had something to do with where footballs were deflated, I believe for some playoff game, which was going to supposedly give the Patriots some unfair advantage in that game. Now, it's interesting that Tom Brady has a Libra Ascendant, and you're talking about something that could give someone an unfair advantage. Now, it's all speculation, conjecture as to whether Tom Brady was involved, and I wouldn't be surprised he may have had some culpability, some involvement, but anyway, you understand what I'm saying. And anyway, well, another thing about Libra too, well, what I want to get at now is, hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. Anyway, it's important to look at the house cusp Scorpio falls on the solar or natal chart, as this could be the area or sector in life where one may be most proficient in the art of manipulation, so to speak. Now, in a solar or natal chart for Libra, the zodiac sign Scorpio often falls on the second house cusp. Now, as far as, well, I look at one example. I mean, Libra, with Scorpio often being on that second house cusp in a solar natal chart for Libra, this could be where one can negotiate well in a manner to get some kind of financial settlement where there's some manipulation to get the funds that Libra may want. It can it's also perhaps about manipulating others positively through transformation and metamorphosis, perhaps in order to maybe help improve others' self-esteem or self-worth. Now, motivational guru Tony Robbins, he has Libra rising and he has Scorpio on the second house cusp in his chart. Now, I mean, he has positively impacted an inordinate amount of people by helping their self-worth and self-esteem, and by getting them to maximize their potential and what their capabilities are. They could, I mean, Libra can be able to manipulate others' self-esteem and perhaps things of a monetary nature. Now, for others, I believe, and also another thing too is that it's also important to look at the house cusp that Pisces falls on in a solar or natal chart, as this could be the area or sector in life where one could be most deceptive and duplicitous, which of course could be tied into manipulation. Now, Pisces often falls on the 6th house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Libra. Now, sadly, in some cases, this could be manifest in being really fallacious energy in work-related matters. It could be the person that sets up a slip and fall to balance the scales in his or her mind, so to speak, and get some kind of equitable payment and perhaps get some money without actually having to work. Sadly, Pisces on the 6th sometimes I think can indicate like indolence and even laziness in work-related matters. I mean, Libra, I don't see them as being the most overly ambitious sign. I mean, Libra negatively expressed may fabricate health-related issue just to get out of doing something that could be work-related. And looking at this, I mean, as well, I mean, there could be some laziness maybe in taking care of one's health, which I mean, sadly, which could maybe unwittingly manipulate, so to speak, Libra into being in a situation with their health, which may not, which obviously could be very adverse. So, I mean, those are some things to look at as far as this goes, as far as Libra and manipulation. And the thing about and basically that's going to be pretty much it as far as this video goes, and that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment as far as how I believe the zodiac sign Libra can manipulate you. Stay tuned next time where I'm going to be talking about how I believe the zodiac sign Scorpio can manipulate you. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.